Let's create a desktop menu for our application. The desktop menu contains some information about the current user as well as a number of menu items. We'll see how to create the user interface for the desktop menu. Okay, let's get started. First, let's rename the page to desktop menu and set the background color. Next, we'll add a box that gives our desktop menu a background color. As one of our favorite tricks, we'll group this box into a box. This gives us an outer box to hold the desktop menu. Let's rename it to top bar. Okay, now that we've got our boxes, let's set up the layout of the top bar on our page. Great. Now let's actually build out the desktop menu. First, we'll add a new text component and we'll group it into a box. We'll call this box menu item. Okay, now let's turn a simple text component into a menu. First, we'll bind the repeater of the menu item component to the spreadsheet. By using the auto and down direction, we're saying that we'd like to use all cells going downward in the spreadsheet until we come across a blank cell. We'll also arrange the default arrangement of the repeated items to horizontal so that they're laid out along the top bar. And now, let's actually bind the text component's text property to the first cell so that the menu knows what to display. Not too shabby, our menu is really starting to shape up. Let's touch things up a bit by adding a highlight effect to our menu items. We want the menu items to change their background color when we tap or hover over them. To do this, we'll enable hover styles and press Pass Hover Event to direct children so that when we hover over each menu item box, the components inside of it see this event and can change their style. Okay, now let's bind the background color of our menu with a color from the spreadsheet. I'll click Not Fixed to get into a mode where all menu items take the color from the single cell B22. Next, let's turn off the border for each menu item to refine the experience. Great, let's click the preview button and check out what we've built so far. We mouse over the menu and it's looking pretty good. Each menu item highlights when we hover the mouse over it. Fantastic. Now let's tidy things up a bit by adjusting the font and adding some space here on the left. Much better. Great. Now we'd like to also add a horizontal white stripe that appears for any menu item that's hovered over. A white stripe is just a box that we add to tweak its position. Okay, the white stripe looks pretty good. Let's use the same approach to add indicators to our menu items. We'll speed this up a bit since it's similar to what we've seen so far. If you'd like to see how this works in practice, please check out our docs on how the repeater and layouts work. Okay, now let's add the current user's photo and nameplate with an arrow. We'll add some text, add an icon and an image, and adjust their style and position a bit. Next, we'll group them into a box called Person Area and move the Person Area into our top bar. Our desktop menu is really coming together, and to think, all we did was add a few boxes and text elements to the screen and link them to a spreadsheet for behavior. Simple yet refined. That's the power of MintData.